This looks too real.
Hey, buddy, you want a snack? Okay. Yeah, you do. Go on.
Now and
Wakali amio bakasi nami.
Hola. Hola.
Peekaboo. Can you do it? You were just doing it. Come on. Thank you. That was a good peekaboo. Yeah. Okay. Peekaboo. Loose. Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Excuse me, I didn't ask for whipped cream.
Oh, you didn't ask for whipped cream? Did you say that at the register?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that this isn't your fucking drink. So if you could, kindly sit your ass down, and I will call you when your drink is ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
on that good cuss.
I'm on that alcohol. I'm on that good kiss in alcohol. I'm on that good kiss. I'm on that alcohol. I'm on good kiss in alcohol. I'm on that good kiss. I'm on that alcohol. I got some damn bitches I can call. I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'm about to the day I fall.
Okay, we are ready. Let's make me smaller. Boop. Boop. There we go. I think that's good. And then let's get these things positioned a little different. Top capture. Try to make it a little bigger for y'all. There we go. Can probably lose some of those over there. Wink. Okay, and then we've got our little concept stuff up in this corner over here. All right. Quick run through for anybody who doesn't know what we're working on, real quick. This is the idea. We have this 24 by 36 canvas. We've been working with this kind of style of watercolor and pointillism. These are sort of, I guess, aesthetic elements that we're thinking about. So tessellation, many things, as in lots of little things. I like lots of copied things over and over again. And then symbolically laden elements. And I think overall the theme of this artwork is going to be something like nature versus industry. So real quick, just let's see, where did that window go? There we are. Some things that are inspiring me right now is like this Michelangelo piece, this Frida Kahlo piece, and those two are probably where we're anchoring kind of that idea of symbolically laden elements. This is an example of two, well, it's different sides of the same artwork that we're doing. So this is kind of the pointillism and watercolor style. And then this is probably like the many things idea, is we have a Donald Judd sculpture right here. So kind of like a thing arrayed over and over again. And then how does your eye sort of perceive that differently, and how does it perceive those many things sort of making one thing? So there we go. That's kind of the ideas, and with that, we'll probably just jump into the art stuff over here, and I'll do my best to kind of narrate some of my thoughts as I'm working through it. I'll keep an eye on chat over here too. So if you guys have thoughts or reactions or questions, feel free to throw those out. I also like looking at and talking about art that you guys like. So if you have any art that you want us to look at, you can drop it in the Discord. That's not a command. That one is, though. We have an art channel in there. Feel free to just plop it in there, and then probably give me a heads up in chat that it's there. And we'll reserve kind of like 15 or 20 minutes at the end of the art section to go through those. Or if there's artists that this stuff reminds you of, or you just want us to look at together, feel free to go ahead and drop that in the chat as well. I love looking at that kind of stuff. So here's the piece as it is right now. So you can see our 24 by 36. This will be like a portrait orientation. And yesterday we kind of worked on this grid, sort of figuring some of that out. That will probably be like the frame for our like many things. So we'll probably have some repetition of some graphic element going throughout some of this gridded space. So our orange lines here, that might be sort of where those are in this kind of concept of nature versus industry, or kind of like nature versus human intervention. I'm kind of seeing these the orange things as maybe like I'm a little torn right now. Like, are they streets or are they sidewalks? Or I'm like half tempted right now to see what happens if we just sort of make those patterns. So kind of a nothing, a sort of third element between human and nature that's kind of stitching that framework together. I think that might be kind of interesting. Welcome back, Nibiru. Nibiru says, I'm a huge... Ooh, my goodness. I don't quite know how to pronounce this, but I'm gonna give it a whack. Zdzisław Beksinski. Zdzisław Beksinski fan. My wife has a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and we love going to art shows in the art museum together. Oh, good. Goody. If you have any like pictures from art shows or from art museums, also feel free to drop those in the art section. Just like make sure to label it as from an art show, and if you have the artist, that would be great, or from a museum, just so that I don't get confused and think that it's your or your wife's art or anything. I'm gonna copy this person's name out into a browser so that we can give a look at that later. I know we've got at least one artist queued up to look at. Ooh.
Here's what happened, right? I went to Sainsbury's, I got like a ready meal lasagna. Yeah. Put it in the oven. No disrespect to Sainsbury's on this. It wasn't to my liking.
You didn't like, when it was properly cooked, you still...
Wasn't my thing. Right. Put it in the fridge because I didn't want to put it in the bin, I felt bad. And I got hammered on my own. Then later on...
Hammered on your own?
Yeah, I was watching Queer Eye and getting drunk.
Okay.
And then, when I was really drunk, I went, I'm going to have another go at that lasagna.
Yeah.
And for round two, I got a serving spoon. I was confident.
Yeah.
Put it in my mouth. Just the nicest meal I've ever had.
Do you think you actually enjoyed it, or do you just think you were so drunk you didn't know?
To be fair, I did try it again sober. It was disgusting.
Oh my goodness. I love James Acaster. His level of absurdity is just right up my alley. Let me see, let me move chat a little bit closer over here. That's good. That's better. Better eye on y'all. Okay. So I think we're gonna start by sort of sliding everything down. Where we sort of landed yesterday was just trying to begin blocking out some of the spaces So with this theme of like nature versus industry, here to me it felt like there's like a little pocket of nature, and one of our other inspirations that's not in the little PowerPoint yet is Escher. And so we also kind of want to use his, like, so much of what he does is these kind of like axonometric spaces that end up sort of like bending or warping kind of space. And I think that would be neat. So we're beginning to explore with kind of pushing some spaces down, pushing some spaces up. And then this black line here started to feel like maybe this kind of horizon line almost, where everything above it begins to be kind of like sky, and that plane there is kind of coming over top of us. And then everything below that line is sort of the ground, and it's like coming beneath. And that'll operate a little funky around that horizon line, so that will be something I need to be aware of as we're beginning to treat that, because the sort of like viewpoint that we're looking from right now would be called an axonometric, and so it's there's no perspective in an axonometric. It sort of assumes you have like infinite ground plane and that you're an infinite distance away from it looking down, and so nothing bends or warps. So that's sort of a technical thing that we'll have to deal with later. I'm going to start with scooting everything down though, because I think we don't have enough space for the sky as that was. So this is what I love about having sort of like grids, is that you can make very deliberate decisions about like where you want something. So I think we're coming down 3 grid units, and I think this is about right. But I think we'll actually want this horizon line further. We actually don't have a lot more space, because our big kind of like industrial block here is useless. I did see him on Taskmaster. That's not where I became acquainted with James Acaster though. He had a Netflix comedy special that came out, I think in like 2019 or maybe 2020, something like that. And I just fell in love with him there. It's a stunning special. It's like four episodes, and they all kind of like wrap into each other in just a really clever way. But he was amazing on Taskmaster. Nibiru says, I can see that with the isometric grid and surrealism. Yeah. Going to have to, highly recommend. I think each of the episodes is like 45 minutes long, so it's probably a little bit much to try to binge through all of them, but I would recommend at some point trying to like watch many of them together, because you can kind of see in each one he sort of like takes on this character, and each character is like hiding themselves as another character, and they all kind of like connect with each other in a really clever way. Pythagora. Hi, Pythagora. Welcome on in. He's a great stand-up. I want to say he's one of the best contestants on Taskmaster. Heck yeah. Do you watch a lot of Taskmaster? Both Useless and Pythagora, but to anybody also. But there are so many incredible people who have been on. Yeah. I think I've made it through all but maybe like 6 seasons of it. I was like making my way through Taskmaster earlier this year. Nibiru, I think that's how you spell his name. If you put that into Google, it should at least find it for you. But yeah, I would call his humor very absurdist. It's just sort of wacky, off the wall. Do you guys have any favorite contestants on Taskmaster too? At some point I want to do some Taskmaster watch-alongs, because I just stumbled into it earlier this year, and I fell in love with it immediately. Little Alex Horn! Useless as too much. Pythagoras says only every UK season and some of the Oz and New Zealand ones, yeah. Don't tell me anything about Jason Mantzoukas'. I've been like saving that because I also absolutely love Jason Mantzoukas, and yeah, hopefully his energy isn't too much. That's been my concern. Is like he can be a lot. That show takes a lot. Like it can hold a lot of crazy in its format, but I've been kind of wondering, like, oh, Pythagoras says by far the best contestant ever. Very cool. Jason says a former friend had a Plex with everything up until the last season or two, so I'd binge/stream them all the time, falling asleep to them. Yeah, I would do my walks. I would do my walks to them. I'm a big walker, and they're all on Netflix, full episodes, outtakes, etc. Their YouTube channel is a gold mine. Just make sure you use Brave browser or an ad blocker. Yeah. Their YouTube has like the full episodes too. If you poke around, they have a playlist of the full episodes. That's how I was watching them. I should probably switch to watching them on Netflix though. That's easier. Nibiru says, same. I started watching Taskmaster earlier this year. Okay. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, let's move it down one more. And then I'm gonna move the horizon and the sky blocks back up one. I think that's the right move. I forget how to select and deselect things in Illustrator now. There we go. Okay, I think that's right. We have something like a 2/5, 3/5 split on our horizon line. So I think that gives good space for our sky. And then, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I think that this pink thing here, I just have a feeling. Let's see. I think this will allow us to reflect and copy. Reflect over x-axis. Okay, that's doing something goofy. Okay, let's just, we'll copy these and then reflect on object. I feel like something like that. Something like that's right. These, let's... Sure. We'll experiment with that for now. Let's see. Best contestant ever. A favorite is too hard to pick, yeah. I mean, there's so many good comedians that have been on there. Pythagoras says, no, he was not as crazy as his characters in TV shows, but he was prepared, he did his research. Okay, No spoilers, but he represented America like a boss. Awesome. I think he's the first like American who lives in America contestant. So good to... Oh, I canceled Netflix back in November when they upped the price again. I didn't realize they did that. Just hadn't added a lot of good news shows recently. Yeah, I feel like Netflix is starting to lag. Do I normally work in Illustrator? For a long time, I worked in Illustrator quite a lot. But it's been probably 3 years since I've been seriously working in Illustrator. So a lot of stuff has gotten a little bit rusty. But I also wanted to ask, it looks like you're doing art. Are you planning to do something for SV's contest? Oh, I didn't realize that art had an that art had an SV contest. That SV had an art contest, not contest, but art gallery. Yeah, some comments were like, he's auditioning to host Taskmaster 2, US, the attempt to. That would be cool. I would be super down for there being a US Taskmaster. I feel like it's growing in popularity now, so maybe that can work. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I heard about them attempting to do that too. Pythagora, is there information on SV's thing in her Discord? I'll have to look that up. That would be fun to do, like a little something. I'm not sure I could do like a ton, but... Yeah, her last quick stream was coming up with themes. Okay, it's in her Discord, but the major themes are Hot Rat Summer and Abstract Art August. Okay, maybe I could do like a little abstract art kind of thing or something. Oh, look at this cow. They're so cute. They're so cuties. Okay. So, I think one of the things I identified to do today would be to start dropping in some trees that we cut out in Photoshop. So let's give that a look. There we go. Okay. Just start to see what some natural forms look like in here. And maybe we do the same with some buildings or something. Oh, that'll do. Thank you. I did not realize their remove background tool had gotten so strong. That'll be good. Okay. So we got some little trees here. We'll save these as PNGs. So that we can bring them in. Pythagora, we were talking about weekend plans earlier, as well as if there's any food you have planned for this weekend. I'm a big food person. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we can start now to play with the scale of these, figure out how large some of these things are going to be. And then I should be also comparing to real life space, like how big are these? Nibiru says, it is awesome. I use it all the time when making assets. Oh yeah. Very little cleanup, and they offer a free background removal tool on their website. Is that in Illustrator they offer that? Like if you just have the Illustrator subscription? Yeah, Illustrator is like so powerful though. InDesign is my other favorite one. I used to work in like publications for a while, and so yeah, that's just like crazy powerful for managing like a whole bunch of like page layouts, or I've started managing like my stream layouts in there too. I like how funky this tree is. Let's get these on their own layer. We'll call them trees. For anybody who came in after the start of stream, after our art, we will be doing movement. And I think we might actually start with movement roulette, which is a new segment that we're just trying out. So it'll be very much an experiment to see how that goes. But you guys can gamble. And what you will win is some PP coins. You will win PP coins that you'll be able to spend eventually on punishments when we bring the punishments back. So I think we're gonna take this section and have it actually like pass under one of these orange things. I think that'll be cool to have like these things kind of overlapping with each other. So we'll see that space come through. It's free no matter what. Okay, that's cool. Pythagoras says, I'm a big food person too. Was thinking about doing either Taco Bell grilled cheese burrito, heck yeah, or 3 with grilled chicken. It's been so long since I've been to Taco Bell. Taco Bell is one of those places where I feel like their different locations end up having really different standards for how they make stuff, and that's like the place near me does not do their crunch wraps very well. That's my gripe. Hey Hoodie, welcome on in. Yes, we are arting, and we're also doing like some chatting as we art. So. If you want to let us know how your day or your week was, or if you have some fun weekend plans, or also any food plans, Pythagoras just let us know about their food for the weekend. Or 2, there's a Korean barbecue or a Korean place on DoorDash that looked promising. I've also been trying to find a new show to watch with a friend of mine. Oh, okay. We just finished House of Dragon after a rewatch of Game of Thrones, and prior to that, Righteous Gemstones. I haven't seen either Righteous Gemstones or Game of Thrones, or House of the Dragons, actually. So when we hang, we tend to order stuff. Oh, that's nice. That's a super fun hang. And I don't know if she'd be so basic as to order Taco Bell. And I don't know if she would do Korean. Is she not very adventurous? I feel like Korean is Korean's like a lot of fun. I've never understood the Taco Bell infamy. It's pretty good here. Yeah. It's actually like upscale fast food here. Okay. Wait, Hoodie, where are you from again? Are you a Euchre? A UKer? Really weird. I always think of TB as fairly consistent countrywide, and their prices have stayed fairly low. Like shocking at the cart low compared to burger fast food. I haven't been to a burger fast food place in forever, so I don't quite know how out of control they've gotten. Okay, I think something like this could be neat. I don't know, I feel like they being Taco Bell, they're pretty consistent. So I think where they begin to get less consistent is around like their vegetarian foods. So I'm a vegetarian, and I feel like they just interpret things differently. Like you'll ask them to sub the meat for beans, and then they just won't actually put more beans in at some places, but other places they will. And so that ends up making like a lot of difference, particularly in like the crunch wraps, because the crunch wraps then just end up being sort of like these flimsy little, and then they'll go like really light on the nacho cheese in there. And so it just feels like what I'm buying, a tortilla and a hard tortilla. I mean, it doesn't seem as crappy as you guys make it to be, even though I'm not into Mexican. Oh, you're Brazilian. Okay. She just probably wouldn't want to gamble on that door debt. I see. She'd rather make her own fried rice and spicy chicken at home. Something. She spent a couple years. Okay. Yeah. So she is. That makes sense that she would be a little bit picky about Asian foods. Righteous Gemstones is pretty funny parody without being insulting to the megachurch style of religions. Oh, okay. Danny McBride show. Not quite as funny as Eastbound. I didn't realize that was a Danny McBride thing. I love Danny McBride. I loved Eastbound and Down. I don't think I saw the last season though. So that's something I kind of need to go back and catch. Also, let's see. So I'm looking for how tall this thing is. 23p. So this is 4 inches, roughly. Okay, so about this big. I think that's a good tree. Especially if we have, like, let's say 5 of them. Oops. Something like that. And then I'll need to figure out what all of these intermediate spaces kind of are doing. Big says, I love getting Taco Bell with the meat replaced by black beans. My husband thinks I'm weird. Hey, I mean, as a vegetarian, I'm not gonna challenge you there. That sounds right on for me. Let's do a little bit more color blocking. Okay, that's green fill. We need to get these a little more organized or we're gonna go kooky. Okay, industry is well organized. Call this horizon line. I think layer 4 can just go away. Well, that was a lot to look over and see. Wow. You guys can use these commands to trigger the phone at any point, by the way. I agree with him, at least do ground beef. Sometimes steak is low quality from fast food joints, but their chicken has always been pretty solid too. Unless it's a dietary thing, because beans are awesome too. I love some black beans. I love some black beans. Okay, I think... I'm not sure where are these colors located. Good to know. Get that in the right spot. On that one. So I think this square at the bottom here will have kind of be a nature thing too. There we go. These little strips between, I feel less sure. Maybe they become tall kind of things. Let's see. Okay, we need to work with just one of them at a time. I feel like fantasy and dragons and such, obviously Game of Thrones and House of Dragons were huge cultural things, both I think very strong. I think a lot of negative criticism is unfair, unhype. Yeah. I end up, things that are hyped really hard, I sort of like need to let them cool off before I can approach them again. Because I think it's also just like, there's no way I could live up to all the hype, you know? The show has really been good. Even the last season of Game of Thrones was not horrible. Yeah, I remember people throwing a fit about it, but it did wrap up a lot of the storylines, and considering George R.R. Martin wasn't helping them, they just had to slapdash an ending so actors could move on to other projects and use the budget HBO gave them. Yeah. Twitch doesn't want to let you say you're a bean enjoyer. Were you getting auto-modded? Here. Well, I guess you did choose a little bit of a funny way to say it. I'm a huge bean enjoyer. Uh-oh, we're gonna end up with a spiral. I love beans, but can't replace meat with them. It's meat plus beans. Yeah. I only eat meat about half the time. Other half is beans, tofu, fake meat. If I could manage it easier, I'd go full veg. I'm a huge fan. I've been a vegetarian for, I think, like 34 years or something like that. Yeah, that's probably right. Something like 34 years. Okay, so we've got kind of like a little building thing going on in there. I think this spot will maybe be something goofy. I'm not sure what yet. I feel like it's maybe like very squiggly. And floating. Yeah, if something is super hyped, I'll avoid it a lot of the time too. Like Harry Potter, same with me. I skipped the whole thing. I didn't read or watch the movies until like 2014. I'm still pretty Harry Potter pure. I've seen, I think maybe the 5th movie in theaters. An ex-boyfriend really wanted to see it, so I went with them. But that's, I think, it, pretty much. Huge bean enjoyer, like bona fide beaner. But I don't like the way Mexicans put beans in burritos and such. I'm taking it back. I've always loved that word since I found out about it. Oh no, okay, let me try to split the comment up. It's too long. Darn Twitch. Darn Twitch. Let's see if we can find... This is the roulette board for later. Let's see if we can find some, like, okay, yeah, something like this to begin to stand in for that industry area. I think this is kind of what I'm thinking. Not like that. Pythagoras says, okay, for Taskmaster contestants, Charlotte Ritchie, so wholesome and cute. Morgana, I loved Morgana. I can't think who Charlotte Ritchie is. I maybe have an idea of her in my head. My God, that woman could seduce a rock for real. For real. I want to channel Morgana somehow. Lucy Beaumont played it so innocently naive, and my favorite was the gorgeous Alice Levine. Okay. Tim Key and Josh Whitcomb. Rob Beckett. Rob Beckett was so funny. The relationship between, if I'm getting this correct, the relationship between, why can't I think of the other host's name? Not Alex, but the other guy. The relationship between those two was just hilarious. Let's see if this one gives me an option to remove background too. Yeah, we can work from there, I think. Okay, let's do this. We'll copy this down. Greg Davies, thank you. James Acaster is great. Ian Sterling, yeah. Ed Gamble was a cutie. Chris Ramsey, Sam Campbell is a wild card, and previously mentioned Jason. Okay, yeah. Charlotte Ritchie being adorable. Okay, we'll give that a look towards the end of the art segment. Disable layer mask. We'll drop the opacity down. Okay. And then we'll work on this guy here. Messy is fine here because this is super rough conceptual stuff, so we won't sweat it that much. I say that and then I'm being a little bit finicky about these things. We're almost there though. Okay, there we go. Don't have to watch all 4 minutes, but just to help refresh your memory. Yeah. Let's see, I'll give it a glance on my screen. Yeah, okay. That's who I thought Charlotte Ritchie was. She is adorable. Okay, that's good. We'll smush these together. Oh no, I need to turn that guy off. Then smush. Very good. Yo, RS! Hello, hello! Thank you for the follow. I need to fix that follow alert, but... Yo, my beautiful wife, I just found you through recommended. Had no idea you even streamed. I'm glad recommended found me for you. I don't think I've been keeping it a secret. It's posted in Avi's Discord right now, and I think I posted something at some point in time on Ducks. But regardless, I am very glad that you're here. I didn't realize that.
Today I'm going to teach you how to capture a pure,
fart.
untainted fart. You're going to want to fill a bathtub and get a fart receptacle. You're going to want to get your cup and you're going to want to fill it up with water.
I realized this thing started tracking me.
Then, when you invert it, you will notice that it is filled with water all the way in the jar. Now, when you
Thank you for the follow. I'm glad you're here.
The air will travel up and end up in the top of the jar here.
Whoa.
Let's try it out.
Okay.
As you can see, the top of this jar has a little bit of air in it, but it's not air. Now, submerge the cup again and screw the lid on.
Are y'all taking notes?
Out of the water, you'll notice there's a little bubble in there. You know what that is. The final step is to bring this to a friend and have them sniff it.
That's pure fart, baby. 100% pure fart. Y'all can also fart at any time because I find farts funny. So, a little poot. Oh, this is a strange fart. Yep. I still need to work on making it so that the farts can like layer up over each other. Right now, I think they just interrupt each other. But next stream, we'll be able to make a whole chorus. A whole Some of them are really long fart clips. Yep, there that one goes. Okay. Whoa. I forget, there's a way to make this sort of distort in space. But I kind of forget what it is. Maybe we'll put them up here. Yeah. We'll put that right next to the horizon line. So Hoodie, we're working on a kind of a concept for an art piece. Let's see. This is our up in the left corner here. So this is kind of like the basic specs of what we're working on. It's going to be a 24 by 36 canvas. I already have the canvas prepared for another artwork I was doing, and so we're just going to kind of repurpose that, and or not repurpose, but it was a leftover. It's going to be watercolor and kind of pointillism, and then these are the kind of yeah. I mean, I've always been sort of like into arty like things, and probably just in the last like year or so trying to approach art more rigorously and also as like kind of physical things to produce. So we're kind of working with like tessellation, like if you've ever seen any of Escher's tessellations, this idea of like many things repeated over each other, symbolically laden elements, and nature versus industry. So these two pieces of art here are kind of the touchstones for symbolically laden imagery. So this is a Frida Kahlo piece. This one is Michelangelo's Final Judgment. And yeah, there's just like, there's so much going on in these pieces that are, you can kind of just like keep pulling at them. And then this is an example of the kind of art style that I'm planning on using. And then this is an example of like that many things kind of idea. So this is a Donald Judd piece. So right now we're just in the kind of concept phase of things. Really, I'm kind of just like, almost like just beginning to block out the little zones that will be in there and sort of get a feel of like what are these kind of graphic elements that will eventually sort of be on the page. And so I think what we might use the rest of our time for is kind of pushing into this orange space, which if we have this kind of like dichotomy of nature and industry, I guess these are the things that are sort of like seaming them together. And so the like just kind of like random thought I had in between last stream and this stream was maybe those go like kind of patterny so that they become this kind of like abstract sort of thing that's stitching together these elements. So I think what we'll do is prepare a little houndstooth sample and then try dragging some of that in to our orange and see how that feels as this kind of connector. So we'll spend maybe like 10 minutes on that, and then we'll look at the art that Nibiru recommended, and then we'll watch a little bit of that Taskmaster, and then we'll move over into our movement section of the stream. So and I suppose RS, since you're new here, we're trying to do art, movement, and gaming sort of each stream, have those be kind of like the main planks of what this stream is about. And with each of those, we want to be sort of like community focused as well. So with art, we'll look at community art or recommended things. For movement, we have like a short little workout that is designed for kind of the community members to do. And we'll have a bunch of community games. So I forget, when would community games be starting? Basically in an hour and a half. So yeah. Oh, good job, Hoodie. What did you do for your exercise? We also have a section of the Discord for each of those, so if you want to post anything about those things, or post kind of your workout wins or workout struggles, there's a little spot. There's a little spot in there for each of those things. All right, let's open up a new smaller canvas that we can work on. That we can work on a little houndstooth with. 12 by 12, let's start there. Beep boop. Okay, let's bring our rulers up. And then let's get... let's see. get a little grid that we can work in. Since we're doing a pattern, I always want to be very precise with patterns. I like precision in general. Probably too much. To my own detriment. Okay, nice little grid there. I guess let's go one more. A short old man workout in the gym, mainly lifting weights. All right, let's go. GG's hoodie. Feeling like I might have overexerted myself and it wasn't even heavy workout. Getting old sucks. We have to be very careful. I'm finding this out right now. We have to be very careful with our bodies as we begin to get older. I don't think it's that we have to accept like tons of limitations about ourselves, but I feel like it's like when we were younger, we could go from being like a couch potato for a year and then just like go out and run like 2 miles and then have that be like our new daily kind of thing, right? And I don't think our bodies respond that way anymore. I just realized I can't come back from injuries like I did. Yeah, so right now I'm working through, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm working through a hip injury. And I'm not ready to admit that it's like a firm limitation on myself or anything like that. I think it's just I pushed a little too hard too fast. Look at this kangaroo, man. Kangaroos are creepy. So I'm working on that whole like slow sort of thing. Slowly build back up to where I was and then proceed from where I was slower than I was trying to go before. They're crazy strong. They can, like, look at that guy hulking out. They're so tall, too, when they decide to stand up. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Freaky stuff. Baked says, when I was younger, I didn't get hurt so easy. Yeah, 100%. I'm all messed up, bad lower back, and recently messed up my shoulder. Gotta get it checked. Oh, I'm sorry, Hetty. I hope that goes smoothly. That guy's just chilling. Okay, we're gonna call this one what? Like shapes. Okay. Slim says, it's be convenient if you could pop your hips out of socket and back in for convenience. For activities. That sure would be. I think in my hip injury, there was a little bit of socket action like that. Let's see. We're gonna make this one, nope, a subgrid. I could just turn the grids on and alter it, but I forget all the menus to get the precision I want, so we are going to have this one move not much. Maybe that much. There we go. That's probably right. And there. Okay. All right, a hound's tooth. I'm not entirely convinced that kangaroos aren't people in suits. They sort of look like it, right? Nibiru says, ouch. It's not very comfortable when they pop out. Yeah, yeah. It was, I was doing this move where you kick one leg up behind you and you try to bring it up past like neutral, right? And the momentum of it just sort of took my whole pelvis. It feels like it took it up and over like the ball. And so like my right leg, which I was standing on, just collapsed. So I just kind of like fell onto my yoga mat. And then everything was tingly. And then it was like a rush of adrenaline coming in. Not fun. Don't recommend. Definitely don't want to repeat. Okay, let's get some houndstooth going on here. Let's give ourselves a triangle to work with. Let's make that black. There we go. No, black. We want it black. Okay. And then what? Let's see here. Why does this feels wrong? Let's get a houndstooth picture up. Here we are. Houndstoothed. Look at all them pixels. So we're not gonna do a pixel one. We're gonna do a smooth-sided one. Okay, so we were pretty much there. We started to have it. Okay, this here, this one here. Oh, I'm falling behind over here. Oh, not very much. Pretzel pose. Butterfly stretch to put the hips back in. Okay. And so then this basically comes down into a square. Okay, there we go. It feels slightly wrong, but I don't think it is. Lock these up. There we go. It is, yeah, it's houndstooth. Nibiru got you. Okay, and then can this one just be the same triangle? We may be doing like a variation of it as opposed to a proper houndstooth. I'm gonna group these and then make this blue for right now. So we can see how it's locking together. I think this is it. I think we got it, actually. This comes here. And then we take one of these and put it there. It's like tangrams. You guys remember tangrams? Bada bing, bada boom. I think we did it. Okay, now we can try to tessellate this thing. No. Okay, wait. I can do some math here real quick. We're making this point move to here. So it is 4 by 4, so it's 8. We're trying to make this go 8. Okay, and then in between that, it wants to be... I think that's also 8 then. Very familiar with it because I live in Alabama, and people are obsessed with houndstooth since Paul Bear Bryant was a UA. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Minus 0p8, 0 copy. Good. Okay, we got a little arrayable unit of it. And so then this we can do, what is it, 1p4 should be it. That's it. Cool. Cool. We'll just go ahead and finish out the square. And this, 1p4 also. Okay, and then we are gonna hit pause on this so that we can look at that artist Nibiru suggested for us. Let's go ahead and scoot this up on the screen. I think it's 2 grid units, but we'll move it one by one. Oh no, that's it. No, it should be one more. I think. Okay, either way, we're ending up with a slightly ragged edge. Let's drag a couple of them over onto our other artboard. There they are. Tiny little folks on here. Let's go ahead and grab all of these. Let's also save this. Let's see. Okay. Where is that folder? On stream. Art. Make. And put this in assets. Houndstooth. Okay. And then let's make a little layer for this guy. Houndstooth. Cool. Cool. Okay. We can start to visualize that. I think these get bigger, probably. Maybe we double the size of it. Scale by 200. Okay, I think something like that could start to look neat as the in-betweens. Delete some of these so we get that ragged edge as it would go. Okay, I mean, this thing is kind of a mess, but that's what concepts are for, right? Let's look at some art. I'm very familiar. Oh, okay. I think my wife has a dress like that. I was sure I had seen it before. Yeah, it's I was saying last stream, I became acquainted with it on like a 1990s computer. It was like buried in some folder of patterns somewhere, and I was like, huh? What is this? And I've kind of been in love with it ever since. Okay. Do we have a thing? Or am I adding a thing? I think I might be adding a thing. Here we go. Add. We'll do a window capture. Okay. Let's look at some of this art. Holy. I like this. I like this quite a lot. Yeah, is it gonna give us big? Okay, cool. Oh my god, it's like skeleton trumpet. Y'all know the trumpeting skeleton? This is cool. This is really cool. After stream, also, I'll do my best to put these into a Discord. If we into the art section, if we look at an artist, I'll start a little thread for them. Uh-oh, that's slightly TOS. We were quick about it. Well, I'm old enough to remember it. Classic prehistoric yeah. Okay, this is some cool stuff. I love the way that he is using kind of like multitudes, right? These sort of like, with the trumpet, it was like all of the fingers kind of like layered over each other, and here we have all of the kind of arms and skeleton motions layering over each other. It's almost like you can see it as sort of like this monster of, you know, like 100 legs and arms, or as like a time-lapse kind of thing, right? Where it's like the one skeleton moving through this space 100 different times or something. Pretty dark subject matter. I really like his style though, in terms of like the way that he handles color. It's sort of always being in this kind of like monochrome. Very neat. Yeah, the creepy factor, right, Baked? The viewer says, right, it's unsettling due to both the dystopian factor on top of the odd familiarity. That's a really nice way to put it. The kind of mix of something usual or familiar, and then like like here this lady in a kind of little like tutu, but then she's all sort of schmangled. See, I think I should zoom out on this site in order for us to properly see these. Wow. Yeah, this is quite like I'm kind of getting like Vlad the Impaler vibes. Haunting. So for me, this one actually like this one like what's hitting for me, and this is like one of my kind of like favorite anecdotes in history, is like the catacombs in Paris. Let's bring up an image of the catacombs real quick. So it's this space that's like maybe 150 feet down underneath. I think, what corner of Paris is this? It's like the southeast corner, I want to say. You walk down like this giant spiral staircase, and there's just these tunnels of bones stacked very artistically, right? So it's like they're forming walls, and it's like they're patterned and everything, and it's all humans. And I guess what happened is, I think it was sometime in the 1800s. Don't trust me on this history. There was a part of the city where they had buried tons and tons of people, and I think some of them were mass graves. I think some of it was like sort of cemetery-ish. What a contrast between topic and the music right now. We'll roll with it though. And they wanted to like reclaim the space, and so they just sort of unearthed all of these bodies, and then this is sort of the way that they felt like they could pay proper respect to these people. Baked says, memory unlocked, helping a friend in college who was a photography student fake a time-lapse photo by running back and forth in front of the camera while changing shirts and hats quickly in between. Same people, same space, over and over. Yeah. But like one of the things that this has been like for, I think it's for like archaeologists, like being able to study all of these bones together from like a very specific point in time. It helps them like reveal a lot. And I think part of that was one of the things they discovered is like all these repetitive motion injuries from working on the Notre Dame Cathedral, or Notre Dame. So it's like you can kind of see all of these bodies that were stone workers for a couple centuries. Not that the individuals were a couple centuries, but you see a couple centuries worth of skeletons who all have these kind of like stone working repetitive motion injuries. So here, like, I'm kind of seeing that connection where it's like we have this sort of like mass cemetery and this kind of like huge icon lurking in the background. Yeah, a real tragedy what happened there. I think they have it all fixed up now though. Could you imagine the damage just cutting all that stone by hand would do to your... Yeah, the like Gothic cathedrals in particular, I always find stunning whenever I'm in them. Just like their scale for how they were doing these things is just absolutely nutty. Okay. Well, this was a very nice tour of some pretty bleak imagery. I think there is an element of bleakness that I am kind of reaching for in this artwork. In terms of that theme of like nature versus industry, I'm not totally sure that I'm an optimist presently. So yeah, there is a little bit of that I think I'm trying to capture. Have you read Pillars of Earth by Ken Follett? I haven't. This is the first I'm hearing of it, actually. I'll have to look that up. What is it about? If you can give us kind of a gist. Oh, Bait has read it. Okay, let's look as a little transition over into our movement section of the day. Oh, look, a little cockatiel. Let's watch a little bit of Charlotte Ritchie on. It's about the building of a cathedral through. Ooh, okay, that actually sounds right up my alley. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Let me see. I'm not sure if we're capturing audio. Are we? There we go. Capture audio. And then we're probably going to miss the first couple seconds of audio as I add it here. Oh, you guys can't see it either. Did the whole thing drop out? There we go.
8, 60. You're kidding!
Charlotte.
Hiya.
You look very happy.
Yeah, I'm on a plane. I've got nothing going on in there.
We'll restart it once I get this audio.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Added in.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Whoa! I'm not going to ask for permission, I'm just going to open this one. So I genuinely can get dressed quick. The boring t-shirt head.
Are you guys hearing double? I am, but I think it's only a me thing.
Oh, wow. The team. Oh, my God. It's not me. The pencil skirt. Oh, no.
What's wrong?
Well, I can't see, of course. Epic! Humiliation. Why is that? Green head, shoulders, knees and toe. I can't, I've been burned. A lovely load of armours.
Okay, you're good.
60. You're kidding!
Charlotte.
Hiya.
You look very happy.
Hiya.
I'm on a plane. I've got nothing going on in there.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah. Oh, great. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, I loved the bike riding challenge.
So I genuinely can get dressed quick. The boring t-shirt head girl. It's just me. I hear anything anymore. Epic. Oh, wow. The team. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Literally none. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Fine. Okay, yeah. This feels right. And it feels familiar. That's actually disappointing to say the least. Thought shocking, okay, and then I thought a big bucket of ice.
Uh-oh.
Anything falls from the
What
table.
did I do with it?
Squalistified.
Sorry, y'all. I tossed it off
There's
screen.
nothing going on there. I did forget to put the heat on. Here we go. There's somebody up there like that. The stand doesn't do anything. Oh, look.
Oh my goodness.
Need any more extra help looking like a pro? I mean, I'm not taking my shoes off for anybody. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, the word eggs is coming to my head. I think I'm going to need eggs. Pop, build a topple, pop the
Okay.
yogurt on top. Build a topple. Whoa. Oh my god. You can't see my legs, can you?
I think that might be about where we leave this. Okay, so we are going to now move over into our movement section. Gonna turn her down a little more. Okay. I just keep getting distracted by it. Sorry, Charlotte. Bye. Okay, that's why it wasn't turning down on my side, because I was hearing the other audio. Okay, we're gonna go into the movement section, and I think we'll start with movement roulette. So yeah, before I do that, I think I'm gonna grab some water real quick. And then I'll explain how movement roulette works. So I'll see you guys in like 3 minutes, something like that. All right.
You're so good at stand-up, you've gotten to the point, you look for jokes that have the same setup as the punchline. You know what I'm talking about? Can you explain that?
I remember one time, for instance, I was on a weekend up there, and there was this guy died, Jerry Rubin, and he was a hippie. Yes. Not a hippie, but a yippie. I remember my dad going, who was that goddamn hippie or a hippie? You know? And so anyway, the joke on a weekend up there was, yippee, Jerry Rubin died last week. Oh, I'm sorry, that should read, yippee, Jerry Rubin died